Good morning, children. Today we'll study an interesting story, A Balloon Seller. Let's start. Hurrah! Shouted the children as they streamed out of the school and piled into their buses. School was over at last, freedom for the next 2 months. So, here the children have got their holidays. School has got off for 2 months and they are so happy and they are coming in the large groups. Happy holidays, happy holidays, they shouted as the bus started moving. At home, Amit flung his bag on his bed and rushed into the kitchen. What's for lunch, mummy? Everybody started saying happy holidays, and then everybody went back in his buses. At home, when Amit went back to his home, he just rushed towards the kitchen. But after putting his bag on the bed, and he asked his mother what she has made for the lunch, and she said she has made a dal bati, and she asked him what you are going to do today. Amit said, just I will play and play. Then in the evening, Amit and his friends, Karan, Julie, and Ruby, they all met in the park. That was their favorite place. And then Karan asked, what shall we do this summer? And then Ruby said that I wish we should play. We should play like the five find outers. Five find outers is a story, and they thought that we should do in the same way. But Amit said this only happens in the stories. It cannot happen in the real life. Then Karan says, I am not so sure. After all, thefts and robberies also happens in the real life. Thefts, to steal somebody's some things, that is called as a thefts, and robberies. Robbers do the robberies. There are real detectives too. We have a detective agency next door. Karan says there are real detectives. Detectives are those that who solve the mysteries, who solve the secrets, and they find out the real culprits. Let's do some detecting, said Julie excitedly. Julie was so happy and she said, let's do the detecting. Then Amit says that don't be silly, that we wouldn't know how to do it. We doesn't know what we have to do, and we don't have any kind of mystery that is to be solved, any kind of secret that is to be solved. So I bet there are lots of mysteries around. And then Ruby said that I bet that there are a lot of mysteries. Please see that balloon seller. He has been standing at the gate only from last half an hour, and he is not trying to sell any of the balloons. Then Ruby said that I think that he is a thief only, as he is just looking for an opportunity. What kind of opportunity? He is just looking for a chance to enter the house for stealing. Then Karan uncertainly said that, well, I don't know, he does have a bag. He says, I'm not that sure because he is having a bag. So then Julie said after that we should follow him as he is going away. Then Karan was a little bit curious and he was feeling a little bit, he was tensed about it. So he said that we should be careful while going after him, as it would be dangerous. So they looked rather funny walking one behind the other as they followed the balloon seller. They were looking for very very funny as they were following the balloon seller secretly, and they would scamper for cover here means that they were taking very small steps so that they should be able to hide themselves behind the car or any cart wherever the man turned his head. If balloon seller tries to look them, then they should be able to hide themselves. The man turned into the next lane and stopped when he reached the big house. Then the balloon seller moved to the next lane when he turned to it, and then he reached near the big house. He looked around and walked through the gate. He entered the gate also of that house, but the house was locked and there was nobody in the street. Children peered over the wall to see what the man was doing. They looked over the wall, they looked with very difficulty that what the man was doing. I told you he is a thief. Look, he is going around the house to find a way, and whispered Ruby. He said that Ruby said in a very small voice, in a very low voice, that I know that he is a thief. I was telling you that he is looking around the house only just to find the way to get inside. What should we do then? We can't let him get away, said Karan. Karan said that we have to follow him and we have to catch him if we do anything wrong. So Amit said, let's wait for a bit and there may be an explanation. There may be something more he will do which will make us sure that he is a thief only. Karan said at that we should call a police. Julie whispered at the same time, "Shush, he is coming," as the man reappeared. "What if he sees us? Let's run away." Amit said, "If he sees us, then what we will do? So we should run away." Suddenly, a car drove up near the house and stopped in front of the gate. That gate, that is of the big house. A car came and it stopped over there, and a young couple with the little child came out of it. The women opened the gate, and man looked at the children very suspiciously. But the man who came out of the car, he looked very suspiciously, means shak karna, that why all children were standing there. And even he asked them, "What are you doing here?" "There is a thief in your house," said Julie. Julie said to him that there is a thief in your house. Just then child let go of his mother's hand and ran towards the balloon seller. And that child who came out of the car, he just left his mother's hand and went to the balloon seller. The children looked shocked, and father seemed unmoved. Father was standing there only. "Mummy balloon," the child shouted happily, excitedly. The balloon seller picked up the child affectionately and handed him a large red balloon. He looked very affectionately at him, and he handed a large big balloon to him. "Here it is, just for you," said the man. "I was about to leave because I found the house was locked." He said, "This is for you only," and I was about to leave. I was about to move somewhere else to sell the balloons as house was locked. "Thank you for waiting. Otherwise Samir would have screamed the place down," said the mother. Mother said to the balloon seller that thanks for waiting for us, otherwise he would have been crying very badly. "Yes, he has to have a balloon every evening," said the father. So the children did not wait any more over there, and they ran back to the park. They ran very quickly to the park. "You and your mistress," said Amit breathlessly, as they were running, so they were very breathless. And Amit said, "You and your mistress." He flopped down on the bench. He threw himself down heavily. Ruby and Julie looked sheepish. They both were looking very foolish for the moment. Then they all started laughing. Then they said, "Let's stick to our own games only for the rest of the holidays. Forget about all the mysteries," Amit said, as they all headed home. Then they went back to the home. So that was the story about the balloon seller and about the children who were trying to be the detectives, and who were trying to be take some suspicious look regarding the balloon seller, and they were just playing for the same, but still they were trying to be a mature detective. So that was the story only. Please go through it. Thank you.